Hey guys, welcome back to Trekyards. He is Commander Cocky.
He's got a Foley.
I am, and we're going to talk about time travel again.
Mm-hmm.
We got a lot of videos, little bite-sized ones for you to check out. Proof for and proof against what's going on in the Picard timeline. And we want you to make up your own mind on that. So check out those other videos. But this one, what are we talking about today? Or this, not today.
Shockwave.
This episode.
Shockwave. From Enterprise. This is a disproof of the Picard timeline changes where you once you change something in a certain point in the past, all of the future is erased, including all of the future time jumps, which means anyone that travelled from your original timeline into the past has been erased, which means all their effects have been erased. So that is the Star Trek Picard logic. There's no Star Trek 4, there is no Kirk and Edith Keeler, all gone because they could never have travelled originally. So that's their logic. Now, in Shockwave, the Enterprise Season 1 finale, we see that future guy from the Temporal Cold War era, early in that era anyway, he has tasked the Suliban to change the timeline, to stop things from happening so he's in a more powerful situation, whatever. He gets Silic and the Suliban to bomb a planet, frame Archer, try and change the political working round. Now, at that point, Daniels brings him into his own past, whole different confusing thing, and tells him not meant to happen. Like, that was never part of history. So they've already changed time at that point, and they're trying to fix that problem. So our future people who are immune to timeline changes at this point, because they're time agents, so then Silic is told by Future Guy to take Archer. If you take Archer, you can kill him, you can stop the Federation. Fantastic. However, the solution, which goes very wrongly, is the future 31st century time agents pull Archer out of the NX era into the 31st century, to which, shock horror, it's all gone. All the technology, although I guess his building still exists, which is a bit weird, but everything is gone. The Federation is gone. There was never a Federation. Gone. Now, we talked about that being a proof for the timeline. You change one thing, all future time travel is erased. However, by the logic of time travel that we think the Trek universe goes by, as soon as Archer is pulled into the future, and the Temporal Cold War and all of the temporal things stop existing, then Silic could never have been talked to by Future Guy to have made Enterprise Season 1 happen, because those things could not have happened, so instantly they don't happen. So by the very nature of the episode itself, there can't be a chase between the NX-01 and the Suliban, so it can't be asking for Future Guy because he never existed to tell them he exists in the Picard logic, because he never existed. So Enterprise Season 1 is erased, but it can't be because Archie needs to go back to exactly when he left. But where he left could never have happened because there's never any future people to cause the Klingons to be, remember, the Suliban were told by Future Guy to interfere with the Klingons, to then make the Klingons, or get them to interfere with Earth, to put the NX-01 ahead of schedule to go out of space dock. So Enterprise only happens because of the Temporal Cold War. So that has now been erased from the timeline, which means that can't have happened, which means Enterprise Seasons 1, to wit, we're now in Enterprise Season 2, Episode 1, can't have happened. And yet it is happening, which tells us that yes, anyone that's pre-gone back, those events are still solid, unless you literally go back and undo them, which is a whole separate equation, but in this situation they weren't. So Future Guy still did travel from the first timeline in this situation and cause Enterprise, otherwise Enterprise could not have happened to be rechanged. So in the own episode it proves that the time remnants still exist, even if the future's erased, their impacts have still happened. So anybody that has gone back in time has still gone back in time, unless otherwise specifically stopped, which is a whole different thing, because their effects are now caused. Cause and effect, but you can, predestination, that's what predestination paradox is. It's a cause before an effect before a cause, because they're both sort of simultaneous as well. So Stuart, what do you think?
Yeah, I totally agree with you, because the events of the whole Temporal War and Future Guy are very important to Enterprise, and you're absolutely right. Everything would be different. And that's the logic they're going on with Picard right now. Proof and Shockwave, both for and against. Wow.
Yeah, because the episode still exists, which is explicitly there because of time travel, which therefore has to have happened to cause the events that are happening, which means it always happened.
Yes.
At least in that version of the timeline, which is the one... Because remember, NX-01 is canonized. The very fact that Memory Alpha and such, we all take Enterprise as canon, means that time travel always happened to cause those events. Otherwise, Enterprise, by its very nature, did not happen, and we decanonize it instantly. We just say, oh, in that timeline it happened, but by still saying that these things happened, they still happened, because they did happen, and were left to happen. There are other instances where time travel is undone by someone going back and stopping somebody. That's fine, but no one went back and stopped Shockwave from happening, the destruction of the colony. It always happened now, unfortunately, because the future people changed the past. Doesn't matter if they got stopped in the future, the event still happened. So, proof positive that yes, even if you erase the future, its events, its effects can still ripple back and not be undone.
So there you go, guys. Check out the other version of the Shockwave video where we talk about the proof and all the other little videos we've been doing about this, because it's quite involved and there's a lot of time travel-y issue things, but Star Trek, I think it goes a certain way and they're kind of saying it's the opposite. So check them out, make up your mind for yourself, guys.
And of course, what we do on this channel, Patreon, PayPal, join the channel, support any of the which ways, or at least watch our videos, join our lives, and say hi. We love the interaction.
That's right. I'm looking forward to seeing your thoughts on all these little time travel videos. So, anyway, guys, until next time, he is Commander Cockings.
He's Foley.
See you guys.
Bye, guys.
In the future.